This is the dumbest thing we've ever done. Welcome back to Baker, California, home of the world's tallest thermometer, which is extremely convenient because right now Southern California is in the grip of a massive heat wave. In fact, a record-breaking heat wave, and today is supposed to be the peak amount of heat. Up there on the world's tallest thermometer, you can see 118 degrees is lit up. It's not quite to 120, pretty close though. And my brother and I have got the infrared thermometer to independently verify what, it's 118 outside.
It's 118 outside.
How hot was the concrete?
The concrete's about 150.
150? Oh, it is warm. This is some once-in-a-lifetime record-breaking heat. And because I've been tested coronavirus-free and both of us are all clean and good, who better to bring with me to the literal hottest place on Earth, Death Valley. As a matter of fact, just there past the Mad Greek is the road, the junction for the highway leading off to Death Valley, where in 1913 at Furnace Creek, the hottest temperatures ever recorded on the Earth of 134 degrees Fahrenheit was recorded. However, many experts now dispute that original temperature, and just this past weekend during this heat wave, a temperature of 130 degrees was recorded. It is estimated that is actually higher than the temperature in 1913, the hottest temperature recorded in the United States for at least 100 years. And because today, Tuesday, August 18th, 2020, is supposed to be the peak of this heat wave, it's possible the record could be broken again. Which is why, foolishly or not, we are headed towards Death Valley, the hottest place on Earth. Now, about 4 years ago, maybe 5, there was another massive heat wave through California, and I had been coming to Death Valley anyways, and I did experience 128 degree air temperatures. When I went to the ranger station and said, hey, I'm here to film this, I'm gonna go do this and this, they said, no, you can't do that. You will die. For real. You're going to die. It was one crazy experience, but nobody was with me. There was no witness. No one else experienced it. And finally, I have shanghaied a blood relative into coming and providing proof that we felt the burn. Dude, this is crazy. There is no one for miles and miles and miles. What the heck? I don't understand. Death Valley in a heat wave? Hottest place on Earth? I thought this highway would be bumper to bumper with tourists and RVs and their towels and sunscreen, which by the way I need to put on. But apparently we are the only people dumb enough to do this. It's about a 5-hour drive from Anaheim, where we live, you know, Orange County, out to the middle of Death Valley. What time is peak heat of the day? Was supposed to be between 2 and 3 or 3 and 4?
Between like 2 and 4, 3 and 5,
okay.
somewhere.
So we're trying to get right in the middle of that, and it's already like 1 p.m., a little after, so we gotta keep going. All right, we've finally made it all the way down the road through Death Valley Junction and turned off for Highway 190, the road that heads right in to Death Valley. You can see on that sign, extreme heat warning. Follow the COVID-19 guidance, but Death Valley's open. It's gonna get a lot hotter under the collar, and it's already 115 out here. So this should be a fun one. Whoa, back up. We almost went right past the sign. We've reached the boundary of Death Valley National Park. It is 116 degrees-ish according to the thermometer right outside right now, which is super hot. Deadly hot, as a matter of fact. It can kill you. It's no laughing matter, but it's not really uncommon, especially if you're from Southern California. However, down there, as you know, Death Valley actually gets to a point where it's 282, I think, feet below sea level. Means the air gets locked in down there and superheated by going up and down the mountains. There's a little bit of haze today, a little bit of clouds, which might mean that the hope of breaking heat records today might be quashed, but still, we're in Death Valley. Crazy heat wave. Let's experience the heat. All right, here we go. Down, down, down into the rabbit hole. The car is descending now, but the temperature is rising. It's gone up several degrees in the last
minute or two.
And according to Seth here, that thing is about 6 degrees under the temperature. Oh my gosh. 600 feet, 500 feet, 400 feet. Down, down, down. All the way down to no feet, to D feet. Welcome, my friends, to Death Valley proper. The air is so heavy, so hot, so still. It almost kills all sound except for that very loud air conditioner in that rented car right there. Okay, there we go, there we go. There you go, listen to that. Oh, you can feel the weight of the air. You're laughing, but it's you know I'm right. You can feel.
Feel it.
How hot is it out here right now?
I don't remember. It's in the 120s.
Oh, he's got the thermometer out now. It is climbing now. It's at least 124 degrees, which is also what the other thermometer is saying. Ooh, it's going up. 125, and we're not even at the bottom yet.
No, yeah.
Because that goes 200 feet below sea level.
126.
126? Are you kidding me? And I've been in 116 a million times, dude. Out in Oatman, out on, you know, like Lake Havasu area, Phoenix. That is hot. That is really hot. This is worse.
This last 10 degrees makes a difference.
Dude, it burns. First 5 seconds out of the car, you're like, not so bad. Now, doesn't it feel like you're moving your hand through hot water?
Yeah.
The air has weight to it. Anyway, we can't stop here. The world record temperatures were recorded all the way down there at Furnace Creek, where the visitor center is. Let's go see what their thermometer has to say. All right, we are coming up on Furnace Creek, elevation negative 190 feet. And the visitor center should be just ahead. I believe all the lodgings and the visitor center itself and the gift stores all closed. Hopefully for Seth's sake over here, the restrooms are open. otherwise there's gonna be rain in the desert. All right, here we go. The visitor center.
Bookstore's open.
Ah, there's hope for the restroom then. See, people have actually asked me when I've come out here before, why do they have these little shelters? It never rains in Death Valley. I'm like, it ain't for the rain, homie. It's for the 121 degree in the shade temperatures. Oh, hallelujah! Look at the social distancing sink.
That's your sink. That's your sink.
Oh, that's right. This is my sink.
That's your sink.
Okay.
It's too close.
All right, we're headed past the visitor center, which is actually closed. It's a separate bookstore that's open. And there are signs like this everywhere. The day before the first flatten the curve, extreme lockdown in California. The day before I was here, and this was closed due to COVID. It's crazy to think that it is now months and months later, and that hasn't ended. Wild. Anyway, we have masked back up because there are not very many, but a few people roaming around out here, coming out this way for the same reason we are. The money shot. There it is, look at that. Dude, you're gonna post that picture and the first comment's gonna say, that's hot. You look so hot right now. It's our turn. We're getting the sick pic. You take your mask off? I'll take mine now. I gotta take my mask off. He's all smiling.
There you go.
And I'm like,
Take like 5. Perfect.
please Photoshop into
you.
flames. Oh my Lord, it went up. 127. It's pretty high. Not as high as my IQ though. I was just reading something that the national park posted yesterday about how this particular thermometer sign glitches out from time to time when it's hot, and how it is not accurate. It can be a little plus or minus. In this case, I'm almost convinced it's a little plus, dude. 127 degrees. Oh, nope, what I say about plus, look at 128. Well, 128 degrees. It is so hot, the camera in my hands is now burning. Like, really, really burning my hands. All right, we can't trust the National Park Service. They're part of the government, man. So we're gonna go get our own thermometer and see if we can get some temperature readings. Dude, just the heat on your hands, man.
It feels like when you open the 450 degree oven. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
And you just feel the heat on your eyeballs. That's what this feels like.
I still can't touch my pants, and we've been in the car, like they're so hot, and we've been in here for a little bit now, trying to just cool down before we take the outside's temperature. I think it's running a fever. I'm no doctor, but there's no way to simulate this at home. Like the air pressure and the below sea levelness. You can't just heat a room to 128, 129 degrees and feel the same thing. It's the pressure, but most of all, it's the heat radiating off everything, especially the ground, back up to you, because the air temperature 30 feet up, you were saying, is where the official measurement is of air temperature like that. But when we check the ground temperature here, the surface temperature, it is 161 degrees. Asphalt reading number 1, 172 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's why it's so bad, is you're walking around in 170 degrees, not 130. Like, it's just worse at eye level.
Now we're checking the sort of rocky, gravelly area over here. 173 degrees. I have no idea what that is Celsius. I'm sorry, you Europeans. I was told the last time I was here in a crazy heat wave by the rangers that the sand, especially out on the sand dunes, can get much hotter, and some of the hard, like solid rock areas, and particularly at Badwater, the lowest point of Death Valley, the salt is so thick on the ground that it's all white and reflects the heat just straight back up. Okay, seriously, I cannot hold the camera anymore. It's burning my hand. I cannot tell you how many layers of sunscreen I have on, and I can feel myself cooking. Surprisingly though, I gotta say, the mask isn't really that, like, it's really not that uncomfortable or that bad.
No, that's not the problem.
When people are like, it's too hot for masks, like, I don't know, that is not the problem. It's the exposed skin I'm having trouble with. Dude, oh, my pants are freaking hot.
Yeah.
Shoot that at my pants, right there.
Your pants are literally 150 degrees.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's so hot to the touch. Oh my God. Okay, don't be weird, but just touch my pants. Touch them.
Eh? What the heck?
See? That's what I'm saying. Even this is so hot, I can't. Dude, if you picked up a plate that hot in a restaurant, you'd have a lawsuit on your hands. Well, maybe not, but it feels like it. You'd have a Karen on your hands, that's for sure. I'm thinking at Badwater, it has to be hotter. It has to at least feel hotter. All the radiating heat coming up from the white, and it's lower. So I know all the temperature sensing scientists always record the temperature here, but I would have to think the lowest point.
It's gotta be lower over there.
Oh, dude, I love that guy. Picture guy, he's just chilling. He's just chilling out here. This is negative 190 feet below sea level, and then Badwater's 282 or 283, which means we're going down another 100 feet. We had to come up about 100 feet of elevation, and we're going back down now. We're just watching the thermometer rising and falling. Even the one inside the car is now saying 125, and there's sweat in my eye. Oh, now it says 126. Okay, that's crazy talk.
That's 5 degrees hotter than it was at the visitor center.
So the theory is correct. We are going lower and it is getting hotter. Now this was how many degrees lower than what the visitor center said?
5 to 7.
So if that's true, then it's 131.
Yeah.
If, you know, of course there's always room for error, but if that is true and they record that out here today, maybe they just might break the record. And I'm not kidding about the sweat in the eye. I think, oh man, this is crazy, this haze. Normally Death Valley is known for clear skies, clear atmosphere, no moisture gets in here. I believe the moisture is making us feel hotter today, but it's killing that perfect storm that leads to record-breaking temperatures. However, we're just shy of 130 degrees here. Either way you slice it, because we got 3 different thermometers telling us that. And there is still a ways down to Badwater here. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at the size of those cliffs. 5 months ago, this parking lot was absolutely packed. And the virus really had no impact on tourism here. But here you see only 4 cars besides ourselves. All right, once again, we are back below sea level. Dude, the sun is so intense. You gotta cover up your skin, man. It's too gnarly. Sea level is way up there where that tiny little sign is. And out there somewhere, past these few brave or foolhardy people, is the lowest point on the Western Hemisphere, the lowest point on this side of the globe. This heat is so intense that as I walk through it, no joke, just as your skin, exposed skin, moves through it, it feels like getting hit with a really hot hair dryer, you know? It feels like getting into a hot tub that is way too hot, and you go, don't let the baby get in there, the baby will burn up. Normally I usually walk a quarter mile, half mile, maybe even farther out into the flat pampa. It is so brutally hot. I honestly just can't even understand how there is any water here in this pond. Sweat instantly evaporates off your body here, but this very stinky, smelly pond is just chilling here. The bad water of bad water. Okay, there's no point in us just standing here telling you how hot it feels, right? I mean, we could do that anywhere. We could do that all day. I could go to Norway, and as long as it was sunny outside, it's so hot. What we need is a demonstration. Along with the rest of our cargo, I managed to bring just a couple of popsicles. I just pulled this out. It's already starting to drip. I got the stopwatch going. Oh, look at it. It's dripping. So we're gonna just stand here in real time and see how long, oh, I'm gonna be sticky, this popsicle takes to melt. A couple years ago when I came in, it was 128. There was nobody out here. Okay, this is furiously melting now. I don't know if you could see the popsicle. It's actually lasting longer than I thought. I thought this would be a much more visually exciting experiment. I'm gonna have to edit some chunks out. Oh, speaking of chunks, it's resting on my finger. Can you see that? It has, I'm just gonna try to let it slide off naturally. Oh no. The icebergs, the polar ice caps have started to break up. The popsicle is not doing so good. Other people are looking at us thinking we're crazy. Look at this, somebody else is doing the experiment we were gonna do. Look at, they've got a frying pan out there. I believe they have an egg in it. We actually brought a frying pan with us with an egg. It was gonna be a surprise, but I gotta tell you, I'm holding a popsicle. So we'll see how their experiment goes. Oh, look it, it's only got one leg. It's only got one leg. It took its leg. Death Valley took its leg. Actually, this has lasted quite a while. How many minutes has this been?
This has been 3 minutes.
Okay, now Seth is behind you. He is pouring sweat and dying, just standing in the sun.
I can't see out of my right eye.
Weirdly, I mean, this is literally the hottest I've ever been. We haven't checked the temperature yet, but it is freaking hot outside. The camera is blazing fire to hold. My legs are burning. My crotch is actually kind of burning, which is weird. Sounds like a medical condition, but I promise you it's just the sun on the pants. And my fingers feel nice and cold. What a fun one. That popsicle ain't looking too good. Oh no. Is it going down? Is it going down to Floor Town? Now I'm hot and sticky. I'm like two of my least favorite things. I'm hot and I'm sticky. I'm hot and I'm sticky. Oh, this is a sticky situation. This is oh, we've got a popsicle, dude! He's down! What I tell you, look how fast it's melting now. See, if it touched the ground, sizzle me timbers, look at it go. So it lasted longer than I thought. 5 minutes is a long time for a popsicle to last. And I better pick up the sticks. I don't want to be a litterer out here as against the law. Not as impressive as I thought it was going to be. And now I need to wash my hands in that stinky water. Okay, now for experiment number 2. Set the popsicle on the ground and see how long it lasts. Ready, aim, fire! Fire! I'm actually surprised how long this is taking. It took about 30 seconds to see the popsicle start bleeding. Oh no, the popsicle is bleeding! Oh my gosh, look at that thing. It is really melting down now. It's about 2 minutes in, and all that's left is the very top layer of the popsicle, pouring out a river of popsicle blood. Oh no, some parking lot water is coming straight towards it. Water! They're turning the experiment and compromise! Oh, nope. Look, they're not mingling. The main popsicle is still safe. All right, you can see now the center is getting pretty darn transparent. This is the dumbest thing I've ever done.
It's a great idea. It's just,
well, in my head,
the popsicle's not go out.
it melted like that guy's face in Raiders of the Lost Ark. I wasn't gonna, just gonna slowly dissipate.
I just figured you wanted to see it dripping.
No.
Melting, not like gone.
No, I thought it would just, you know, like a soft serve, you know what I mean?
Well,
and the camera is overheating. Oh no, the other camera we had on it actually overheated before the popsicle did. The camera tapped out before the popsicle. There you go, there's the last little buns The last little buns, the last remnants of a once grand red popsicle. Popsicle versus Death Valley, as Seth just said. The popsicle held its own, but ultimately, it's KO.
It's clearly mortally wounded.
It's gone. It's finished. Total knockout. Meanwhile, we got the camera in the ice chest with the string cheese, hoping it'll work again in a minute. Ooh, that was not only was the camera overheating there, but I was overheating too. Keep in mind, we have brought a ton of water and a bunch of emergency water, like 9 or 10 gallons of water, plus a bunch of water bottles with us. We are hydrating constantly. You can literally die out here just from, 30 minutes of walking around and you're just not really hydrated, and then it just evaporates right out of your skin. It's 1000% essential that if you ever come out to Death Valley in the summer, you stick to the paved roads. This is the National Park Service recommendation. You stay near your car at all times. You always carry water. We're kind of in a time crunch because we're actually hitting the peak heat right now, and it was hotter, according to the car thermometer at least, back on the road, so we wanted to go back, and have time, but we had to take that 20, 30 minutes to sit there in the shade, get the sun off you, and hydrate, because the shot is not worth the death, Oh man, it's like instantly painful again. It's so heavy and hard to breathe too, it's like breathing a hair dryer, Okay, what Seth is trying to do down there is he's trying to get one of those camera shots where you see all the wavy looking lines of heat, the heat waves. And normally Death Valley is crawling with them. I don't know, I'm no meteorologist, but there are none today. I haven't seen any, so he's gonna do his best, but I don't know, man. They might all burned up. It is so hot that even the desert is too tired to make a mirage. People who tell me they've been in 115, 117, 120, I'm telling you, that 5 or 8 or 10 degrees up, dude, it really makes a difference. Whew! Ooh, this thing says 128. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Whoa! Feeling hot, hot, hot. Woo! Feeling hot, hot, hot. Whoa! That's all the lyrics that I know. Oh, that song was so beautiful, it literally, it took my breath away. Okay, all right. Yeah, I thought Badwater being lower would be hotter than Furnace Creek, but it's at least a degree or two cooler here. Granted, it is also a little later. So we're gonna head back to Furnace Creek, or actually to a spot along the side of the road where we noticed the highest temperatures in the car. Let's see what we can see. All right, so this is the hottest the car registers, 127. Remember, it was below what Furnace Creek said and below our thermometer all the time. So we're back to the hottest spot, which is right here at the entrance to the famous Artist Palette area. So we'll see how hot our equipment, our very professional scientific equipment, our meat thermometer, our other temperature gauge, and the what is this? The laser. You guys look pretty hot. Oh, there's a slight breeze over here, which you would think would be helpful. And any other time it would be. But it just feels like the good Lord turned a giant blow dryer right on us, and not the kind with the cool button.
I don't know that I want to give disappointing news, but it seems like it's cooled off a little bit.
So what are we talking?
It's only 125 right now.
Oh! Only 125? What did I come here for? 125? That's like a baby's temperature! Why? I barely breaking a sweat here! Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! The ground ain't 125. The ground ain't 125. 174! 174. 175 on that one, hold on. Okay, the hottest one, 175 for the ground. Touch it.
I don't want to touch it.
Touch it with the back of your hand.
No,
touch it with the back of your hand. Do it!
I can feel it.
Do it or I'll give you a noogie. No, the back of your palm. The soft, the sensitive.
How do you have a back of your palm? Ow!
No, you gotta lean on it. Give it a little weight.
I don't want to lean on it.
Isn't it hot?
Here,
though?
give me your hand.
No, I already did it with my knee.
Ow.
My knees are sensitive. You know that. I cannot overstate how little planned out this was. Actually, I was originally going to come by myself on Sunday, which was the record-breaking day. And then I thought, Tuesday's supposed to be even hotter, but of course there wasn't this weird haze. So we may have kind of missed the bullseye, but still, if I had really thought it out and had any time to plan, we would have brought lawn chairs and floaties and stuff. We would have been, you would have had that shot, the money shot of us under the umbrella. with some Coronas. No, because we don't drink, but we could have held the bottles and looked cool. All right, we are going to head back to Furnace Creek. We'll check the temperature there one more time at the visitor center real quick. And then Seth is really hungry, so we've prepared an interesting, wait, we already blew it. I already blew this. We got the frying pan and some eggs, so we're gonna see if we can cook some eggs. What are you eating?
Pretzels.
How can you be eating pretzels?
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
Oh yeah, look out there. You can see there's a lot of moisture in the air, which is making it feel really hot out here, actually. Still dry, but also moist. I don't know how to explain, but that's not normal for Death Valley, seeing that kind of hazy moisture out yonder. You know what I noticed? You know why it's hotter on this side of the valley? Because look, there's no haze right here in this middle section. Like, it's actually pretty darn clear.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah, in this area, the sun's actually getting through. And there's haze at the very north end and the very south end, and it ain't because we're moving like the fog. It's actually not hazy right here. We were digging in the wrong place. My bad, I'm sorry. I thought that the lowest point in the Western Hemisphere would be slightly hotter. I heard it was a great hot spot. Oh, you feel that pressure?
Temperatures are depressing.
Yeah, yo! We're back at the visitor center, and there's quite a little group out here. Why are they looking over there? What's going on? It says 130! What? What? Oh, dude. No way. Oh no, we missed it. It keeps dipping up and down on the Celsius. Oh man, as we drove up, this said 130. Now, the rangers over there said that it could be as much as 3 degrees too high on this thermometer. That's what they said. So it could be 129, 130 degrees, or it could be 127 still, and it just looks like it. But our thermometers match with that thermometer. And as you can see, quite a cluster of people has come, all spaced out from each other, of course, trying to see it hit 130. They were all standing here in jubilation and joy because they saw it. We glimpsed it through the window.
I saw it.
Ah, wait a minute. Oh, it did it. It did it, and then it undid it. Oh, you got it, man. You got that picture. Somebody breathe on it. Make it come back.
It's not gonna help. It's gonna bring it down.
Yeah, you're right. I saw it, I swear. Just like that time I saw Bigfoot. Dude, you're the good luck charm. When you looked at it, it changed. He changed it with his mind. See, now the question in everybody's mind is, I mean, do we go? We saw it for a second, or do we wait and just see what happens? Do we stand in 129 degrees in the sun, waiting? Oh, look at this guy. His sign says, bucket list, extreme heat, Death Valley. That is genius. I've done some bucket list stuff myself. I gotta start bringing a bucket with me. You can see everybody that's been out here for more than 2 minutes looks extremely uncomfortable. Except for one hardcore character. This guy. Ain't nothing phase this chicken. Julio, don't give a cluck. It did it again! Hey! Oh! I'll never get the perfect selfie! Oh, he got it! Yes! Nailed it! Ah! I did it! I did it! I did it! Wait, don't touch me. We're not supposed to touch. Oh, you missed it. Sorry, Seth. I'm just gonna back up awkwardly now. Ah! Seth's doing it. He's getting the ultimate selfie. Hold on, let me get in there with you. Fun pick! Fun pick! Oh! My shadow killed it! I'm sorry, everyone, I'm sorry. So according to the National Park Service, rangers, they no longer think that the 134 degree temperature, record-breaking hottest temperature on Earth, temperature is accurate, because since then they've never been able to duplicate that. With modern equipment, the hottest temperatures ever recorded on the planet were here just a couple days ago, a couple hours ago really. 130 degrees, triple verified. I gotta tell you, whether that thing is perfectly accurate or not, because keep in mind, we've been some places where the car thermometer was way hotter. It is like buku bananas hot out here. It feels okay if I have all the clothing on. This is why you see Bedouins with like a lot of layers on and stuff, long sleeve shirt, because you gotta protect yourself. The sun and just the hot air going over you, sucking the moisture out of you, and just, it burns my hands trying to hold the camera. It's pretty crazy. All right, well, Seth is still hungry, so we're going to get into the rented 2020 GMC Terrain. There's a creative name for you. And head off for some different terrain while we still have some light. And it still should be pretty hot where we're going because the ground is a little different over there and holds more heat. So let's see if we can't turn things up a little. Man, I always forget how huge Death Valley is. I think the entire park is like the size of Connecticut or something like that. I think literally. It takes so long to get from point A to point B. And just this drive has taken us 30 minutes and almost our entire family fortune. But at last, our destination is in sight. When I think hottest desert on Earth, I don't think gravel, I don't think Rocky Canyon, and I don't think salt on the ground. No, when you say hottest desert on Earth, I'm picturing sand. Glorious, glorious desert sand.
This sand is 159, 160 degrees.
Really? Yeah, unfortunately, higher elevation. Look at the clouds over here on this side of the valley. I think it's actually starting to cool off. It's like 125, 123 to 125, somewhere in that range, according to our knowledge. I gotta tell you, if it's 123 and it was 127 over there, or if it was 130 and it's 125, either way, that 5-degree difference, whoa boy, because this is tolerable. I can handle this. This is not comfortable.
See, that's interesting to me because like the breeze that's happening now is a trade-off because it feels just like hot air just constantly blowing in your face. So even though it's cooler, it's
like evaporating more sweat.
Feels worse.
You feel good. But yeah, that air is like when you open the oven and that 400-degree air is like poof. It feels like that. It doesn't feel like 100-degree air. It doesn't feel like stepping outside when it's 90. I mean, this is hot.
Blowing in my eyes.
Air. See, standing out in 125, 127, 123, any of the 120s really, you know, your basic 120s. That isn't enough to really fry you. What fries you is when you start moving through the, I mean, even doing that, spreading my hand open like that, it starts to burn. On this side of my hand, the side away from the sun, from the heat of the wind. So it's moving through this. It's awful. So when you add in any physical activity, like a jaunty hike over some sand dunes, which are hard to walk on even in the winter, and fill your shoes full of sand, hot, burning sand, you can, that's when you're really starting to get into dangerous territory. And why they want you to stay on the roads, especially if you're new here, you don't know where you are, you don't realize which direction, which mountain to walk towards back to the parking lot, because it only takes a few minutes before everything around you starts to look pretty much the same. Seth was looking at the big dunes that are like a mile or two looking away, and he's going, I really want to hike those. And by the way, my brother is like, you know, Iron Man, Spartan race runner and all this stuff. He's scrawny looking, but you should see him with his shirt off. Whoa, you should see me with my shirt off. Whoa. So he's like, yeah, I want to head out over there. I want to check it out. But once you walk out here for, I don't know, 10 minutes or something, you're going, yeah, this isn't fun. Okay, check that out. You hear that? Seth, listen. When the wind stops, nothing. Dead. Oppressive silence. I got this weird chill going up my spine right now looking at the creepy clouds. Could it possibly rain in Death Valley during the hottest temperatures ever? Could be. Could be. Hot wind. I'm burning up. You don't even sweat, right? It just instantly evaporates. Consider, it's 123 at least, maybe 125 degrees. Where's the sweat at? Everyone's like, at least it's a dry heat. I've been in both. I've been in 110, 112 in top humidity, and I've been in this. I would rather be in the humidity. I'm telling you as one who knows from personal experience than this, because when you're in that kind of humidity, when you stop sweating, you know, okay, I'm in danger. But out here, it's so dry, the moisture is gone. So the second I walk in the car, boom, my body might start pouring sweat again. That's what it's been doing every single time. But it's deceptive here because even if you're used to hot temperatures, I'm used to the Kansas summers or Florida or whatever. People come here every year to Death Valley National Park, and every year they die, even when there isn't an extreme heat event, because of the dryness and the arid environment just sucks the life out of you. Yeah, so it's definitely cooling off. Look, the sand is 129, and what was it, 130 something a minute ago, so it's kind of strange. The air was that much over there a little while ago. First we thought we were hearing sonic booms, but we now believe we may be hearing thunder. It's possible over the big mountains sometimes to get a thunderstorm, especially with this amount of moisture, which is a lot for Death Valley, even though it's so dry out here. But it would behoove us soon to go and get a weather report before we fool around up any canyons in the soft evening here. But before I can walk away from the sand, I have to know what my dinner feels like on the low heat setting in the crock pot. What does it feel like to lay in 160-degree sand? Ah, dude! I mean, child's play. Quit laughing at me, Seth! I gotta just get up here. Oh, man! Hiking across the sand dunes. 120-something weather. Dude, when it's this hot, there's a certain smell. I know the plants contribute to it, but it smells like Oatman, Arizona. It smells like the Colorado River. Yet there's no river, no moisture. So I think, oh, there was that thunder noise. I think the familiar smell I'm smelling is just literally heat. Oh yeah, you're right. That's thunder. The storm. I can hear the thunder. Ooh. My goal was just to see 130-degree temperatures, which we did on multiple devices in multiple spots. Now, the scientific experts will say, well, you didn't have our equipment for verifiable, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure in a day or two we'll have whatever they've released from today's findings, the maximum temperature. But I believe we hit 130 at some point during this day. Definitely, especially since some of our stuff was like 134, 133. And you know we don't have the most accurate stuff. We just got the little Home Depot gun there for the, what's it called? Infrared gun. And we got the car thermometer and the meat thermometer, another thing, and the phone, and I'm sure at some point we definitely hit those temperatures. But 130 degrees the other day, what was it, Sunday?
Yeah.
So that was the what? The date? You'll have to look it up. 16th. The highest verifiable with modern equipment. So by modern standards, this century standards, the hottest temperatures ever recorded on Earth, or even if you believe the original 134 record, the hottest temperatures recorded in 107 years anywhere on the planet. I'm gonna go ahead and say we did.
We got as close as anything.
We've done our duty, but not quite. Just before taking off on our death march out there, we placed a certain item over here in the sand. And good thing we did it before the walk, because now there's finally clouds covering that murder sun. Dude, as soon as I hit this shade, and the wind is now blowing a little bit. It's hot, 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 hot wind. It feels so hot to my exposed skin, but wherever I've got the shirt on, I'm sweaty underneath, and so now the wind's hitting that and kind of evaporating and cooling me down. Feels really nice. I mean, don't get me wrong, it still feels miserable, but it's just less miserable. The one thing that is gonna feel good though is getting some grub, because
eggs.
Just before we headed out, we left our egg. Wait a minute. It was right on the rock. You're kidding me. Somebody took your frying pan.
Who steals a frying pan? I wanted to eat that.
And not leave the pan either. Who ate our eggs? I mean, who in their right mind is craving eggs that bad?
What the heck? That was my favorite pan.
Yeah, dude, I feel bad about the pan.
And I'm hungry.
I'm no expert, but I'd say we were robbed. Well, we were gonna go out of the valley that way, but that now actually looks like rain, and you don't want to be in the rain in the desert. Always a bad choice. Very deadly, very dangerous. You go first. So, we're gonna get back in the car and head back the way we came.
It's a heck of a commute across this valley, man.
Seriously,
So long.
like I always say, bad weather makes for fantastic sunsets. All right, well, it took 5 hours to drive out and many other hours of going back and forth hunting for high temperatures. So let's see what the final verdict is. Definitely beyond the peak heat of the day now. I think we did it, man. I think we did the $130. According to this, it is now 122, which the car and the other thermometers actually agree with right now. So I don't know why the disparity, and by the way, yes, this is Or is that a 7? Is that a, no, they can't be a 7. I've seen the 7. The 7 goes like this. Okay, that. 122, 122. I just want to say, do not ever do this. There's no reason to. You have dummies like me to come out here and do silly things for your entertainment. But if you are going to come out here and be risky, make sure to read all of the national park warnings. Make sure to read all their safety precaution guidelines, and then over-prepare, be even more prepared than whatever they recommend. You can never be too careful in extreme heat danger. So stop and think before you head out into the desert. And maybe just don't do it. But if you do it, whew, good luck. So much more I want to show you, so much more I want to do in Death Valley. Every time I come, it seems like something else happens to distract me. Look. 121 now. It's dropping. Getting a little chilly, better get back to the car. Anyway, like I was saying, there's always so much more to see, so much more to show. Never enough daylight, no matter how hot it is. But this video is already a lot longer than we intended it to be. And so, at last, for real this time, we've done our duty. We can go home and sleep well. Dude, what is that? Oh, it's your muscle, you're buff! Not me, I'm wearing the quarantine a different way. Well, you worked out and I puffed out. Sweet, nailed it. Dude, I was watching the video of me eating snails first time in France.
As one does.
And for science, you know, I just wanted to watch that back the first time I had escargot. And at the very end I was like, drinking a Coke, and I said something and I go, snailed it. And I was so proud of myself. I'm not gonna lie, I rarely ever watch back anything. I can't stand the sound of my own voice, much like you can't, and your girlfriend can't, and your friends can't, and that's why they don't watch too. But when I said snailed it, I was like, yes! I'm so proud of me. High five me. And my brother and I have got a little, what is that? Razor?
An infrared thermometer.
It's too hot. Too hot to pretend to have fun. I mean, it'll be fun after. It's one of those sorts like, yeah, we're so awesome, we were so hardcore.
I was there, man.
It's so hot. Why did you drop? Oh, the thermometer's down. It's okay, we don't need it. We don't need it. Oh, I need that. Oh, the sun is on my head. There's the mushroom. There's Seth's famous mushroom. Classic mushroom. You could barely break a sweat in 125. No, I'm just kidding. It's hot. That's not very funny. I gotta do it again. Why? I barely breaking a sweat here. Why? Whoa. The ground ain't 125. The ground ain't 125. Ow, that's for real though. Ow. Okay, the hottest one, 175 for the ground. Touch it.
I don't want to touch it.
Touch it with the back of your hand. Touch it with the back of your hand. Do it!
I can feel it.
Do it or I'll give you a noogie. No, the back of your palm. The sauce is sensitive.
You have a back of your palm.
This part.
Hand.
No, it's the back of your palm. Back of your palm.
It seems like that would be.
This is also the back of your hand too, right?
Yeah,
and
sure.
this?
But that's with your fingers. But I mean, okay.
Just the back of your hand. No, put the back of your hand. Like feel the temperature with the back of your hand.
back palm you.
Oh wait,
No,
I'm saying
nobody
back of your
says
hand
back
now. That's
palm
not
you.
what the whole issue was. The issue was back of your palm.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It works. That's a description. Oh, my spit's getting thick. You know when you start to get dehydrated?
That's how you know.
Thick
Things are over.
spit.
Bet.
Okay. Forgot what I was gonna say. It's okay.
I'm hungry.
Hungry? I don't feel like I feel like if I ate, well, let's go get some eggs. That's what we're doing next. We're gonna eat eggs. I got some eggs. me fry up a fresh hot meal for you.
2 for me, 2 for you.
Okay. Oh, thanks. Seatbelt.
Optional.
Safety.